Day off today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Dodger Stadium.
Uh-oh.
You answer that question. Here's the issue. They are hot, they are cold. Dylan Cease looked like vintage Dylan Cease in the final win over the Cubs. Dylan Cease, 6 innings, 2 runs, couple of hits, really strong. Big concern about where Darvish is. Bigger concern, Musgrove does not look like vintage Joe Musgrove at all. That's got to be a concern for the Padres right now. Darvish in his last 18 innings has given up 9 earned runs. That's a little bit more than the norm for him. Musgrove, 18 innings, 14 runs allowed, walks, bases on balls, and home runs. Joe does not look like Joe at this point. Manny Machado, really slow out of the gate. He maintains there's nothing wrong with the elbow. Now, he did hit really well in spring training, hit over 300. I thought if there was going to be a setback, a flare-up, it'd show in spring training when he was DHing all the time, and it didn't. He hit over 300. He's hitting 204 with the Padres right now, so there's got to be a little bit of concern there, and evidently he's still back a ways from being able to play third base. His throwing has been very limited. They had one flare-up in the spring. They shut him down, so he's not ready to go become the Padres' third baseman. Kim, another error. Kim struggling a little bit at home plate, hitting over 200. I'm just wondering if the fact that this is his free agent season, contract comes up next year, maybe he's putting an inordinate amount of pressure on himself, and maybe that's kind of impacted his game a little bit. So, the Padres have got some issues. They're still hot, they're still cold. Now they're moving into the teeth of the schedule because you're not playing the Giants anymore. You're going to wind up playing, starting the Dodgers, and then they got Atlanta, et cetera. So the schedule gets a little bit more grittier as we go forward. And John Riley says,
I'm not worried about Manny because he's still hitting the ball hard, and don't you love seeing all these other guys at the bottom of the order being super productive? Campusano, Profar, oh my God, Profar is like hitting like Juan Soto right now. Unbelievable. But going back to Ha-Seong Kim, what do you think is going on in Xander Bogaerts' mind? Saying, hey, man, I was the shortstop, and now this guy's making all the errors.
Well, he's a good team guy. I don't think he's going to bark about it. But I could foresee if this thing continues with Kim at shortstop, maybe they just flip-flop him back and put Kim back at second base, put Bogaerts back at short. Although the general consensus is Kim is a Gold Glove shortstop, but he's not playing that way this year. I was just thinking off the top of my head is maybe he's just pressing way too much because this is the final year of his contract and there could be a good payday out there for him. If not in San Diego, then we're somewhere else. And I mean, he doesn't look like the same player in terms of rhythm, flow, ease, making all the plays. Just to look at least the first 3 weeks of the season. Long baseball season, maybe he'll settle down.
Well, let's just hypothetically say that Machado has some setbacks. He can't play in the field at all this year. Do you see a situation where Kim can move to third base, Xander to short, maybe put Cronenworth at second, and then have a different guy play first?
Well, you got Tyler Wade, who can be a utility guy. Maybe he's going to be the third baseman if Manny just has to continue to be the DH. That's too many moving parts. You can't make that many changes. That would impact too many things. I think if the struggles defensively, the weird throws, the mishandled glove plays, if they continue, first item might be we'll just flip Ha-Seong Kim back with Xander and just go on. Wade will continue to play a chunk of third base. They did send Graham Pauley down because they want Pauley to get a lot more innings and at-bats in the minor leagues rather than sit here and be an occasional third baseman. So that move was made, I guess, before the final Cubs game on the schedule. So that's where we are with the Padres situation.